Jessie here again to help you get started on your videos to win Canada's coolest school trip.
This week we're going to be visiting two of the National Historic Sites that are right here in our very own city, Laurier House and the Rideau Canal.
Now these two sites have an absolutely fascinating history. Laurier House was the home of two of Canada's great Prime Ministers, Sir Wilfrid Laurier and William Lyon Mackenzie King.
The Rideau Canal, on the other hand, is in and of itself a testament to an era of great ambition and innovation.
So here are some of the clips from our trips to these two awesome sites.
Alors l'important, c'est que ces deux premiers ministres ont vécu, le premier, M. Laurier, à travers la guerre des Boers, les différents conflits francophones, anglophones au Canada, la Première Guerre mondiale, les années folles après 1920, sa femme y sera, et M. King arrivera dans la maison pour la fin des années folles, et ensuite la dépression, la Deuxième Guerre, et il vivra quand même au Canada pour quelque temps sous la guerre froide, mais très peu.
While Laurier used the house strictly as a residence, King spent a great deal of time working in the library, which served as his office. King hosted a number of important political figures, including Winston Churchill and Franklin Roosevelt, in this office to discuss everything from social policy to wartime strategy. This room was used to receive prestigious guests in King's time. King George VI and Her Majesty Queen Mary sat on these pink chairs upon their visit to Prime Minister King in 1930. Not a bad pair of house guests.
Another cool thing at Laurier House is Zoe Laurier's player piano. So she was a piano teacher when they first met, but this was used also for entertaining, and it could play by itself.
Monsieur King, lui, avait un autre côté social que les gens connaissaient un peu moins à l'époque, c'est les séances paranormales. Alors souvent, lui parlait avec certains fantômes, mais non politiques, tout du côté personnel avec sa famille.
The room behind me is where he conducted seances with a medium that would come to the house, and if you want to see what's behind this door, you have to come to Laurier House.
Thank you so much to Tanya and Lorenzo at Laurier House for making our visit so memorable.
And one of the great things about Canadian National Historic Sites is you don't necessarily need your own Tanya and Lorenzo to really get to experience a site and have a lot of fun while doing it. And we're very lucky in Ottawa to have one of the most recognizable Canadian National Historic Sites running through our own backyard, which is of course the Rideau Canal.
So one of the most commonly asked questions about the canal is, of course, why was it built in the first place? So after the War of 1812, tensions between British North America and the United States were running pretty high, and many people were concerned that the passageway between Montreal and Kingston along the St. Lawrence River would be cut off after an attack by the United States.
So it was decided by the British Parliament that it was necessary to find an alternative route between Montreal and Kingston to avoid the threat of attack from the Americans, and thus began the creation of the Rideau Canal.
So Lieutenant Colonel John By was put in charge of supervising construction of the canal. So in 1826 he chose this very spot to be the entrance to the canal from the Ottawa River. Now this canal took 6 long years of hard work to build, and unfortunately in that time it's estimated that close to 1,000 people, workers and other people associated with building the canal, lost their lives mostly due to disease.
So to commemorate the lives of these workers, this monument was created, and given that the majority of the workers and their families were Irish immigrants, that is the reason that the monument is in the shape of a Celtic cross.
So when the canal opened in 1832, it was a marvel. It stretched 202 kilometers from the Ottawa River to Kingston. It boasted 47 locks and 52 dams.
While it wasn't used for its original purpose as a military supply route, it did become a type of 19th century highway, so it was used by immigrants traveling further west to Upper Canada, as well as a transportation corridor for ships carrying heavier cargo like lumber and grain.
So today the Rideau Canal is the longest continuously operating canal in North America. Between the months of May and October, it is a boater's paradise, and come winter it turns into the world's largest outdoor skating rink. Well, that's it for this week, everyone. As you can see, we had a really great time at these sites and look forward to going back as soon as we can.
Whether or not you've already chosen the topic for your video, we highly recommend that you get out and visit your local Parks Canada sites. You're guaranteed to have a great time, and you'll leave with a greater appreciation for our shared heritage as Canadians, and there's nothing cooler than that.
So tune in next week when we share our clips from our trips to Fort Wellington and St. Lawrence Islands National Park. And as always, if you're looking for more information on the My Parks Pass program, or want to learn how you can win a trip to Banff for your entire class, visit myparkspass.ca.
See you guys next week!